Hi there, and welcome to your 2023 Wildwood 26 V-Bud. We're just going to start in the back corner here. In this back bumper cap here, you just got to pull on it a little bit. And in there, you do have your 25-foot sewer hose, 20-foot sewer hose. It's kind of buried in there a little bit. I'll have to grab that out after. Get that back into place. You just stick that in there, just give it a couple whacks, and in it goes. Keeps it in the bumper, out of the unit, smell free. Up from there, you have your power supply inlet. It's just your standard 30 amp plug right there. Take note of that ear there. It lines up with that ear on the bottom there. Stick it in, give it that 8th turn, and then you got the threaded collar to really lock it down, make sure it's not going to pop out. If you follow that down, you just have your another standard 30 amp end. Most campsites should have this end, and you can just plug right in and you'll have full power to the unit. This trailer does come with a 15 amp adapter so that you can plug into a regular household outlet. But whenever you're using that household outlet, just keep in mind that you don't have the same amperage that you would with a 30 amp, so you can't run things like your AC. Up from there, you have your city water connection, your black tank flush. The way that black tank flush works, just hook a garden hose up to there while your sewer's connected, open up your black tank, give this guy, turn on the water to this guy, it'll flush out the tank. So if you have any debris hanging between the probes or you have a smell, you're noticing a smell, it'll rinse that away. You do have your coax inlets and outlets. Down from there, you do have your jack. So there is a bar in the front compartment. I'll show you later. You just hook it up to here, lower it down to the ground. There's going to be a pin in there that you have to make sure that you lock into place whenever you have this lowered. And then whenever you bring it up, you have to make sure you unlock that pin. From there, you have your sewer hose outlet. Take note of these ears here. Your sewer hose will have those same ears. They just lock onto these tabs here. Put it on there, give it a turn, locks it into place. You have 2 gray tanks. One's a galley, so it's your kitchen sink, and the other one is from your bathroom sink, your shower. So you're always going to want to do your gray tank last. Your black tank, which is your dirty water, your toilet water, you always want to do that first. That way the gray water rinses the black water out of the hose. Up there you have your Lippert pre-mount for stairs, or a ladder, sorry, so that you can get up to your roof and give your seals an inspection. Right here you just have another jack. It'll take sway out of the unit if you lower those down. And here's your storage compartment. In the storage compartment, find your coupler pin, your breakaway cable latch, and your 15 amp adapter I told you about. So there's your 30 amp end, there's your standard household end, 25-foot water hose. Front of the unit, you do have your power tongue jack, light on the top, up for up, down is down. In here is your propane tanks. Typically, you could just loosen these off, flip this up, but for this demonstration, I'm just going to take this off completely. Right here, you just have your 2 standard 20-pound propane tanks. Just open those up all the way to get propane flow into the unit. Whenever you're done and you're either parking the unit or traveling with the unit, just always make sure you turn these off. In here, you do have your battery, 27 battery. And right here is your battery disconnect. Now with the battery disconnect turned on, that's what the battery's connected. With the battery disconnect off, that's what the battery's disconnected from the unit. In here, just more storage with your, this is your exterior shower connection. Right here, you just got this flap, pops open, stays open. You'll see the two little ears on this hose. Line them up with the 2 slots there in the water connection. Give it that little quarter turn, and then you do have water. This is only cold water. There is no hot water that comes out of here. And then you also have a little laundry chute from the main bedroom in this compartment that you can empty. Close this off. You do have your 2 exterior speakers as well as your freshwater tank fill. This is filling your freshwater tank, which is what your water pump draws from. So if you don't have on-site water, you just fill it up from here. It'll fill your tank. You have a standard household plug under there. Back of the unit, you have your spare tire. You have another actual exterior shower. And this is where you get to your water heater. Now in this water heater, you just see those 2 little holes in the bottom here. Line it up with those holes here. Whenever you're about to fire this up, always just give that fresh water, that pressure relief valve a little pull. Make sure that water comes out of here. That way you know your water tank's full, so you're not burning out any elements. I'm going to go over a reset procedure inside the unit. The button I'm going to refer to is just right here. Get it back into place, tuck up those gears, pull that, flip it down. Now this unit does have 2 doors. The back door is just access to the bathroom. In case you have guests, you don't want them walking through the whole trailer. Inside this compartment, you do have a little exterior mini fridge, as well as a little griddle. To hook up that griddle, you got it hooked up to the griddle itself. You have this, pull that tab off, and then you'll just run it to under the unit where you do have a quick connect for propane. Just pull that dust cover off. With this turned the way it is, it's closed off the flow of propane, so it allows you to pull that collar back. Just stick that in there, pull that collar back, click it in place, and then when you turn that, it allows the flow of propane to get to the griddle. Now with the flow of propane open, you can't release the collar, so you always got to be careful that you close that off, and then it'll allow you to disconnect it. Always just putting that dust cover back keeps anything from getting in there. Close that up. Now this fridge only runs on 110 power, does not run off 12 volt. Get into the unit, you just take that assist handle, hold it 90 degrees, open the door. To get the stairs down, you do have to make sure that the door is fully open. Otherwise, the stairs catch on the edge of the door. Pulling this little blue tab, unlocking the stairs, folding them down. Now, these stairs do have adjustable feet to adjust to your campsite needs. So you just push this silver thing down, and you can either push the feet in, pull them out, depending on your campsite needs. Take a step on inside. Right off to your left, you do have your fire extinguisher on the ground there. That's just a simple pull the pin and shoot. On the wall here, you do have your control panel. Now, you do have, if you hit the battery button, it'll show you that you're currently C for charging. G is good. E is... Same thing with your fresh water. Well, we're currently at 1/3, but we obviously need to empty that. Then you have your black, gray, your galley. The dimmer switch is actually the light switch that turns on all the lights in the main living area. This far left switch does the awning light outside. And the far right switch does the little accent light above the slide out. To run that slide out, you just push the slide out button, and it'll make its way out. You know it's fully extended when you're going to hear the whines of the motor and a clicking noise. Whenever you hear that clicking noise, just stop, because that's all it's going to go out. There you go, you heard those clicks. Now the switch on the right is for your awning. You just hit that out button, the awning will make its way out. You're going to know you're fully extended with the awning when you see the back of the metal tube and the little flap that comes down. There we go. You see a little flap. Now you see the metal tube, and they're fully extended now. If you go outside here, let's say you got some rain that comes down. You got this little arm here. You just pull that down. It'll change the pitch of the awning, lowering it, allowing water to then drain off, not pooling, possibly ripping your awning. If you do like that pitch better, because it's lower, which allows more shade, you can do both on same side, both on the same. You can lower them both each side, just always making sure that you put them back straight before you bring it in, because otherwise you're on the risk of bending an arm. Bring it in, you just hold that in button, make sure it winds up the right way, because if it winds up backwards, you can you're trapping all that water inside, allowing mold and mildew to grow. To your right, you do have a nice little pantry closet, some storage, as well as the light inside, just on its own little center push button. To the left of that, you do have your TV backer, and in that TV backer, you have this little latch here. You can open it up, and you do have storage space in here, which brings you to your satellite. And you're also pre-wired for Wi-Fi. Here's your satellite connection. To turn on the antenna, it was currently on. When the green light's on, the antenna's on, which will improve also radio frequency. And then just to turn it off, you just hit that button again. Close this off. Down from there, you do have your stereo. Just this, like it is at home, power button, mode, select. Zone 1 is interior speakers, Zone 2 is exterior speakers. Below that, you do have a fireplace. Your far right button turns it on. Your button next to that does your flame color. Center button does your rocks, changes the color of your rocks. Button beside that will turn it on to either low or high heat. And then beside that is just a timer. I believe it does go up to 9 hours. And then just to turn it off, you just hit that power button again. Your dinette area here, you do have what's called the Versa Lounge. So you can go ahead and pick up the foot of the bed, pick up the foot of the couch, fold it out, and pull it. Folds down into a bed. Now this center cushion here, there is just metal. I'll fold this back up. You can adjust the way you have your space, just making sure you don't hook that. You have these metal legs. There is metal feet in there on that side and this side, allowing you to either have it act as a lounge option or to have it as the dinette area with extra seating. If you want to turn this into one big bed, you also can just remove this and you take the bottom table legs, get them out of there. There's a ledge here that the tabletop will sit on. Take the cushions, you fill in the center, and then you can have one big bed. You have your bunk area. You do have your smoke alarm. And on the floor is your propane detector. Propane's heavier in air. It sits on the floor. Kitchen area. You got storage up here. You have a microwave, range hood. Just down for the fan, up for the light. This is your stove. You just fold this back gently because this cover is glass, so it can smash. Turn that onto the light option. Hit that sparker. The same thing for the other burners, and they will all ignite. And you just turn them off. And then to ignite the oven, just pull this down. You do have to make sure this button here does either the lights on the knob, and then down does the light in the oven. To light the oven, you do just have to hold it to that light, the pilot option. Hit the spark button as you're pushing in the heat selection knob. It does take a second for this to light because you just got to clear all the air out of the line. But once you clear all the air out of the lines, it should hold the pilot light. As you're hitting the clicker, there you go, you got the pilot light. Just hold that in for another second, and then you can turn it up to your desired temperature. Open that up, turn that up. You do have your Furrion fridge. This does run on 12 volt or gas. Here you have your thermostat. Hit that button once, it'll turn you on to fan low. So on fan low, you're just running the fan. And on the air conditioner itself here, you have these louvers. With these louvers open, it's just going to blow air directly out of here to cool down the living space. What I recommend doing is when you first get out to the campsite, leave these open, cool the main space off, and then you can close them, and it'll move its air through the ceiling ducts in the unit here, and it'll cool off the rest of the unit. Hit that button again, you go into fan high, so that's just the fan running on high. Then you get to cool high, so that means the fan's on high and you do have cooling happening. Then the same, you hit that button and it'll go into cool low. Then you get into cool low auto, which is the fan's on low and you're on a on-demand system, so it'll kick in and out when it's needed. Same thing with cool high auto, but using the high fan, and then you get into the heat option. Heat, it's going to move its air through all your flooring ducts you can see here. So that does work off propane, so you just need to be careful that you're not leaving that running too long, otherwise your detector will go off. Then you hit the button again, it goes into off. You do have the bunk area. Each bunk area does have a USB plug-in as well as a light. The top bunk does have a fire escape. To use the fire escape, just pull that red tab on the screen, pull the screen out, take that metal handle, fold it out, push it out, and out you go. In this door here, you have the bathroom. Your light switches on your left. You do have your GFI, your main GFI plug here. If you ever have an outlet that's not working, just always hit that reset button. Sometimes they trip and you should have power again. If not, well, you should be contacting us. You do have a medicine cabinet, sink with hot and cold water. You have a shower with a swivel head, which also has hot and cold water, and then your toilet with just your flusher on your right. Now you come outside the main living space. I'm going to show you how to turn on your water heater. So you're going to hit that switch, this light's going to come on. So what's going to happen now is the water heater is going to try and ignite itself 3 times. If it doesn't ignite on the third time, this light will stay on. At that point, that's when you go and hit the reset button. As you can see, you hear those clicks and the roar of the flame. Light goes out, you know the heater's on. Just hit that button again to turn it off. We're going to get into the bedroom space here. Your light switch is on your left. Again, here's that fire exit I can show you. You just pull this tab, the screen will come out. Take this handle, fold it out, push it out, out you go. Each side of the bed does have a USB plug-in, as well as its own little closet storage space with a plug-in and a little hole so that if you have your sleep app machine. On your right, you do have a closet. This wall here, it does have a TV backer. Up top, you do have your satellite inlet, as well as the 2 plugs. Now, that's going to be about it for this unit here. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call.